Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to episode 13 of the Student Entrepreneur Podcast. Again, the Student Entrepreneur Podcast is a podcast that highlights the achievement of young entrepreneurs. They don't have to be students, but they're on their ladder to success and they're learning and making things happen. I personally believe in charity and philanthropy for Africa by Africans. And in my short, amazing life, I have not met anybody or any group of people that embodies this philosophy better than the organization that we're profiling this week on the show. And we met and sat down and had a wonderful conversation with the executive president of this organization, the one and only, the amazing Dr. Amirikah. Executive President of Doctors Act Global. So you're going to hear everything we talked about. I asked him questions. I asked him about charity. I asked him about the wonderful work they're doing. Guys, they're in South Sudan, they're in South Africa, they're in Ghana. They're planning to come to Uganda, but I want to beat them to the finish line over there. But they're doing amazing things for Africa by Africans. That is the way to go. I believe that is the way to go. We should stop taking handouts from people because we have everything we need. We have every single thing we need to turn our continent around. We do every single thing that we need. We have the brains, we have the people, we can do it, and they're already doing it. So if you believe in this thing, if you believe in changing Africa by Africans, then you need to get together with Doctors Act Global because they're doing amazing things. As you listen, you can go over to www.Doctors Act Global and check out what they're doing. You can follow them on Instagram or on Facebook. You know what? Let's just get to the interview and we'll get to that later. All right. I'm here with I already actually made an announcement about this episode. I promised the listeners that one of the biggest NGOs in Africa, we're taking an interview from the boss at the top, the guy at the top. Everybody already is expecting it. So I wouldn't even know how to introduce you. You're going to have to introduce yourself and tell us and tell them who you are. Because me, I'm already in awe. So, but I mean, if you could just a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm Mike Tuffour, Amirikah. A medical doctor by profession, and also the medical doctor by profession, and also the executive president of Doctors Act Ghana.
All right, so
yeah, sure.
You've mentioned Doctors Act. That's one of the things we're really interested in. What is it? What is it?
Okay, well, Doctors Act is it's a medical charity based in Ghana. We actually started in Russia, Moscow, but it has transitioned to Ghana at the moment.
Okay.
And then, like I said, it's a medical charity. We basically do volunteerism and humanitarian work, going into the rural communities in Africa and providing free medical care to the people who need it the most. Yeah, so basically recently we added an entrepreneurial side to it where we also, apart from the medical help that we give, we also make sure we leave behind vocational skills for the people in the communities that we visit. Yeah, so basically that's what we do. We work with medical doctors, we work with medical students, we work with anyone who is and ready to give to the community, basically. So that's what we do. Yeah.
Wow. So, we're used to seeing that charity that happens in Africa is basically done by white people. They just do it for us, right? So, I mean, somebody can easily think that you're backed up by some, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation or something. Like, how did you start and where did this idea come from? Of all the things that you could, do, how did this come about?
Well, yeah, it started actually in a hostel in medical school back in Russia. A couple of us came together, and we just thought it wise to also we brainstormed, and we were considering how we can be of help to our countries back at home. With the little that we have gained. We're not doctors at then, we're just mere medical students who were going about studying and then doing normal things that any student would do, but we thought it wise to also, in our own little way, be of help to our communities, to our countries back in Africa. Yeah, so basically that's how we started. We started with organizing conferences on medical ethics, and then on doing social work. Then it transitioned to voluntary medical missions in Africa. So we basically, though we started around 2010, 2009, thereabout, our first medical missions to Africa was in 2011. We went to South Sudan. It had then gained its independence and it was a new country. So it was open to such projects. So we just took it up and we went to South Sudan.
How easy was it to organize such a trip getting to South Sudan?
Well, it wasn't easy on every side financially. I mean, it was very tough because we're students at then, and then going about raising funds was very, very tough. So trying to convince other students to also join the train was tough because students have no money, and telling them to self-sponsor themselves to a trip thousands of miles away from Russia was tough, and also venturing into new grounds was also a challenge for us. Yeah, but with determination and hard work, we're able to do it.
So how many people came? Did you manage to bring together for that very first trip?
For that very first trip, if I remember very right, there were about 6 of us, all medical students at the time. Yeah, and then 6 of us from Moscow, and then we got some group on the ground in South Sudan to also help us. There were about 4 or 5 of them. So in all the team, we had a team of 10 people. Yeah.
Wow. So what did you manage to do? I mean, so you get into Sudan and what did you do for them? Seeing as this is also your first time to do something like this.
Yeah. So we get into Sudan, we just had to travel about 11 hours by road to a rural area. The roads were dilapidated, not very good roads, not the roads that we are used to in the cities. Yeah, so it was tough. We got to the village. There were no lights. There was no good drinking water.
Wow, I bet your vision was tested at that time. Did you think man, did I make the right choice?
It really was, but I mean, that's what we wanted to do. So I mean, there was no going back. And then we stayed and we worked with the doctor. He wasn't really a doctor. He was like a trained nurse, but he was acting as a doctor because there were no trained doctors around. So he was serving as a doctor at Pachok. The village we went to was called Pachok. Yeah, so we saw close to 3,000 patients in that particular village. 3,000, yeah.
Wow.
In that particular community and in that particular village and surrounding communities as well. Yeah, so we were there for I think 5 days. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was the result at the end of that trip?
Yeah, so there was at the end of, even before we left, because it was successful, we were very glad, and we planned to extend our territories to other African countries and also to test the waters in other African countries as well. So the following year, we worked very hard towards funding. We got a little funding, so we tried venturing into 4 other countries: Cuba, South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, South Sudan, and Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah, so a few of these countries didn't materialize. A few of our plans didn't materialize. So we ended up going to Ghana, South Sudan, and South Africa the following year. That was in 2012. And since then, I've not looked back. Ghana has been, the team in Ghana has been going very strong. I can confidently say that it is the most vibrant, most vibrant team in the Doctors Act community at the moment. Yeah.
Wow. So we're in 2018. How many countries have you managed to visit and do work there?
Yeah, we have visited South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and South Sudan.
Have you been to my people in Uganda?
No, not yet.
Oh, please. My people need you.
Yeah.
Wow.
We haven't been to Sudan yet, but hopefully we would. If we get a team who's ready to work, we would venture into that country.
All Ugandans listening to this podcast, please, you've heard they need a team. Just sign up. We'll talk about that. All right. So you mentioned being students, starting out small, trying to put things together. How did you manage to? You say you're self-funded, right? How have you managed to grow your organization to the level that? I mean, because I'm assuming you've never done something like this at this scale, right? So there are a lot of administrative things. There are a lot of things you had to learn along the way. So how did you put all that together? The funding, the team,
Well, the organization is not run by me alone. We have a very strong leadership team made up of a 7-member leadership team. Yeah, basically. So though I see to the day-to-day activities of the day-to-day running of the organization, there are a lot of things that go on in the background that is handled by the leaders. Yeah. So I'll say our strength, first of all, it's the number one strength is first of all in the leadership team. They are very supporting. They work very hard to ensure that our visions and our goals are achieved. Yeah, and also we also have a support base that is our volunteers who also work very, very hard. Yeah. So, apart from that, we have partners and sponsors who give benevolently to support what we do. We have churches that support us. We've been supported by some embassies in the Russian Federation.
Wow.
Yeah, and also being a Christian-based organization, we have churches that pray for us and also support us spiritually. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you said you started in 2011, right? That's when the organization started?
Yeah, that's when the first missions.
The first mission. So
happened. Yeah,
down the road, 7 years, right? 2018. What have been some of the hardest moments or the organization has gone through that really shook you at your core and made you, think? But you still, obviously, you're going on, so you went through them. And how did you persevere?
Well, I don't know if anything has really shaken us to the core. Like, I'm just trying to imagine the way you mentioned is like a tree that has been hit by a hurricane or something. We haven't. Well, I believe by the grace of God, we haven't had any such incidences, but there have been a few challenges along the line. Number one, I would say would be number one challenge would be financial. We started as students and we didn't have much experience then. Yeah, so some of the things we did them just of head, or we did them from things that we read from the internet or things that we heard people say. We have had and still have financial challenges. Also getting volunteers to trying to convince volunteers to step in the waters with you. It's also very tough because the work that we do is done in rural areas, and then when I say rural areas, you know what I mean. When you talk about rural areas in Africa, they are real rural areas, you know.
So like the definition
trying to
of rural.
convince someone staying outside Africa that this is what we are doing, just stepping and let's go do it. It's a big challenge, yeah. And then I think basically those are the two main challenges that we have faced.
Okay, so how I want to ask you for your 2 cents on this. What do you think how effective is charity work? You know, in as regards development in Africa, right? Do you think also done by Africans? Because now I'm looking at it as two types: that done by foreigners and that done by we ourselves, the Africans. Which one do you think is the most effective? But what's your 2 cents on charity?
So I believe that Africans solving African problems is way better than foreigners coming down here to solve our problems for us, because we understand the terrain better, we understand the systems better, and we communicate better with our own people compared to what the foreigners will do.
Okay, but how do you make it then more long-lasting? The results more after you leave, right? For there to be a legacy after you've left the place and everything doesn't just go down, right? How do you make charity deliver even after you leave? Have you figured that out as you've been doing your work?
Do you mean specifically with Doctors Act or in general?
Yeah, it could be both. You could.
Well, yeah. So I think, anything that has to do with humanitarianism and volunteerism has to do with people. Not just that, but anything that you wish to sustain, though that one wishes to have a long-lasting impact, has to do with people. So bringing the right people on board, training the right people, giving them the relevant training, and then giving them the relevant encouragement would ensure that even when you're not around, the system keeps running. So basically, that's what we are doing. We try to empower our volunteers. We try to empower our leadership, then sell the vision out to them. Okay, it might not be Doctors Act living long, but it might be something else that will come out from Doctors Act. Okay, yeah. So basically, that's what we do. We are trying to put the vision in the young people, telling them what really the importance of doing charity is, the importance of volunteering, what the importance is, and how relevant it is to our society, especially in Africa now. Yeah, so that when you are not there one day, they would also continue from where you stopped.
What about the people you help? How do you make sure that they don't go back to where you took them from, or even worse?
Well, at Doctors Act, we believe that healthcare needs sustenance. It's something that has to be sustained. Yeah, and it is holistic as well. Yeah, so we try as much as possible to not to leave them the way we did. Like in the intro, I said we also do entrepreneurship training for the inhabitants of the communities that we visit. Yeah, so we try to ensure that we leave them with a vocation that would help provide for them financially, so that even if they don't receive the healthcare freely, they would have some financial means to pay for health or to visit the health facilities around the communities.
Wow. It has been 7 years since the first mission. Where do you personally see Doctors Act in the next 7 years? What should we expect?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Well, we have very big plans. We are hoping to, in the next 7 years, double our influence on the continent. Like I said, we are in 3 countries now. hopefully in the next 7 years, by God's grace, we are hoping to be in 6 countries.
All right, so right now you're in Ghana.
We are in Ghana, we are in South Sudan, and we are in South Africa. We are also hoping to set up a hospital where healthcare will be free and accessible to all. Yeah, so that is in the long term.
In our Africa, right, that we both know very well, right? With the electricity, the internet, the dust, the roads, the corruption, the beautiful people, the wonderful food. How do you stay motivated? How do you keep yourself motivated? Because you said you're also a doctor, right, by profession, but you're also running this big organization that has to keep growing, that has to keep moving with a lot of people depending on you. How do you keep yourself motivated?
What keeps me going, or what keeps us going as Doctors Act, is the bigger picture. Okay, the bigger picture, looking at a world or an Africa free of sickness, an Africa free of diseases, and where people have unrestricted access to healthcare is what keeps us going. And then, sometimes when you're on missions and you just give just one small tablet to one of your clients, and they just look at you and smile, and they tell you you are a lifesaver. That alone brings smiles, or that alone brings joy that nothing can buy. But that's what keeps us going. The bigger picture has to ensure that one day our beautiful Africa, like you said, would be a hub for healthcare, where others will also travel and come and enjoy what the free healthcare that we have.
Yeah, basically,
so that's what keeps us going.
Wow, but it's true, right? The more you do, if you're really true to what you're doing, and you're doing it with a pure heart, it sort of fuels you, right? You get your motivation from there, and the more you do, the more motivated you get.
Definitely. Yeah.
What helps you be more efficient with your time, with your finances, with your organization, because it has a lot of volunteers, right? What do you have any tricks, hacks that help you be more efficient?
I think it all boils down to proper time management. And then, having the right people, the right people in the right frame of mind to work with. Yeah. So basically, that's it. Time management and getting a formidable team to work with. Yeah.
If we were to go a little bit deeper on that, how do you personally manage your time? Do you use like an app or a calendar, or do you write things down in a diary? Or how do you do it?
I'm a pen and paper person, I love to put things down. Wow. I love to put things down. So I use a diary, and then my phone also. Yeah. So I use an app. I have an app on my phone that I use just to run my day. Yeah. Wow. So basically everything I have, once my phone is gone, I'm okay. Well, part of me is gone because I don't keep everything on my phone, but I also, like I said, I also write a lot of things down. Yeah, so I have my diary there to also guide me. So apart from the Google Calendar, I have my diary to also guide me. Yeah, basically.
Wow. Okay. So next light question: what are you currently or generally obsessed with? Obsessed that you really like. It could be a gadget at the moment, or food or a place.
I don't know. It's a very strong word.
What do you strongly care about? Love, enjoy. What do you strongly enjoy?
Strongly enjoy?
Yeah, it could be a place, food, piece of music, piece of writing. It could be anything.
Well, I think I love sleeping. Any chance I get to rest, I love it, because a rested mind is a vested mind. That's my philosophy. So if you rest your mind well, you are vested with a lot of ideas.
So what is the best and worst advice you've ever been given since starting this work? What is some of the best or worst advice you've ever received, especially from people older than you or far ahead than you, or that appear to be better than you?
Well, the worst I don't remember, but but the best advice.
Well, that's good. It's good to forget the worst.
I've gotten is, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people. Yeah. Wow. So if you've realized, my emphasis has been on working as a team. Yeah, and then getting the right people around you so that they can together run with the vision that you have set for yourself and for the organization.
Wow, we have 3 more questions. The one that we put on for later, and 2 more. If you were given, if you're given a billboard, right, on the busiest street in Accra, right, Independence Square, right, and you could write anything on it, what would it be? What would you write? What would you have written on that billboard?
Get up and get moving.
Get up and get moving.
I think that's and get moving. Yeah.
Wow. I think that's what God told Abraham. That's deep.
Well, get up and get moving.
I can see the wavelength at which you're operating. Wow. So how can people get more information on Doctors Action? How can people be a part of your movement, your organization?
Okay, yeah, I love the way you put it. Our movement. It's actually a movement. Yeah, it's more than just an organization. It's a movement. Yeah, so we are moving. We are up and moving. You know. Yeah. So we have an online presence. We are on social media. We are on Instagram as official Doctors Act Ghana. Facebook Doctors Act Ghana. Yeah. So on our website, we have a lot of information there. You can sign up to join us as a volunteer. You can read about the projects that we are having. We have lots of them. You can also donate through our online platforms as well. So just drop an email and we'll get back to you on any information that you need, basically.
Okay, maybe real quick. If somebody hears this and they're wondering, okay, people sometimes are lazy, right? My pastor always tells me that if you're doing something for people, it has to be maximum of 3 steps, right? And these days he has reduced it to 2. So somebody hears this, I want to get them to drive them to either signing up or contributing, or what are some of the projects that you have going on that people can be a part of, either with their time or financially? Is there anything right now that is going on that if somebody wanted to contact you, they will just say, I want to be a part of this or know more about this project?
Yeah, sure. We have projects all year round. We have a hepatitis project called dubbed Save Your Liver Project, where we do free hepatitis B vaccination and screening in various communities. Basically, all these projects I'm talking about are based in Ghana now. We haven't spread it out to the other countries. Yeah, we also have Beauty in Small Deeds, volunteering, short-term medical missions that we do. That is a yearly project. And the next one is coming off in July this year, July 2018. So we have the Save Your Liver project that I mentioned. We have the Dream Alive project. That is the Dream Alive project. Actually supports brilliant but needy students in the rural communities that we visit. We currently have a senior secondary school student that we are taking care of. We plan to take care of her till she graduates from university. So
wow.
That's one of those projects.
So that's like a scholarship fund.
Yeah, kind of like a scholarship package. Yeah, for needy but brilliant students. Yeah. We're also doing the first aid support tool project. That we have plans of providing first aid toolboxes to orphanage homes across the continent for free. Yeah. And then our social entrepreneurship projects that we are also doing, giving skills, basic vocational skills to the villages that we visit, so that they can also support themselves financially and get things going for themselves and their families. Yeah, so basically these are the projects that we do. Yeah, but our main project in the year is the Beauty in Small Deeds mission, short-term medical missions, where we go to we choose one particular community and go there for a week, and then provide free medical care, free medications, free medical screening for these villages. Yeah, and the next one comes off in July 2018.
So one last question. I've twisted the question you did not answer, so I've revamped it. Version 2 of it. So version 2, right? So if you were giving advice to let's say 17-year to 27-year old, right? And they are confused. They really don't know exactly what to do, and you're pointing them in a direction of something they should learn or be interested in right now, 2018. What would that be?
Your questions are really interesting. What would that be, that particular thing?
Yeah,
Well, I
why would you
think
tell them focus
the
right now?
21st century is synonymous with technology.
Mm-hmm.
Then that is what our world is about now: science, technology,
Mm-hmm.
and entrepreneurship. So, if I'm giving that advice to that young guy,
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell them to delve into technology. I mean, get to know everything they can gather about technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically, well, I think that's it in short.
Wow.
I
So
hope I was
technology
able to.
save his life. Wow, wow.
Mm.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This has been a wonderful time has just gone very fast. I mean,
Yeah.
I I can't believe almost all this time has gone. It's like we've been talking for
Wow.
5 minutes.
You
Wow.
know, when you're talking with the boss, you don't really. Yeah.
I see you have the whining
Yeah. Thank
gift.
you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Wow.
I
Thank you for
know
making the
it's
time.
been long. It's been long in coming, and then I'm happy I was able to at least give you my 2 cents on. Yeah, and I hope I'm able to inspire someone out there.
Definitely you will be. Definitely, definitely.
So,
All right. Thank you very much.
okay, boss.
So, guys, there you have it. The amazing Dr. Mike Amirikah. For us, by us, I know, Fubu, I stole that from Fubu, but that is it. Charity, philanthropy, change for Africa by Africans. We can do it. And not just any Africans, not the old grandpas that are messing everything up. No. We, the young people, we can do it for us, by us, for our people, for our continent. And Doctors Act is leading the charge in this respect. Guys, thank you so much. Comment, share. We love your comments. We love your reviews. We love your feedback. It keeps us going. And on behalf of the Student Entrepreneur team, talk to you on the next one.